Hello. Testing on. Hello. Testing. Testing. 1, 2, 3. Shouldn't be too loud because, you know, this is an art game. Just give me a moment. A nice, tranquil doodling time, basically. Sharing up the live stream, just... There we go, I think that's it. And... Alright. Sorry for taking a little bit long at this. I want to make sure it's all working properly because I had an issue with my capture window software, non-STD 3-line disk signal viewer. I accidentally moved the version that I was using into my hard drive and re-downloaded it again on murky.net, but that one turned out to be, I don't know, incompatible or something. So I got rid of it and removed the one that I was normally using, and fortunately it still works like a charm, so I have no idea what that was all about, but anyway, good afternoon. This is the Video Game Maniac, and welcome back to Art Academy Lessons for Everyone on the Nintendo 3DS. A lot of lessons. Lessons 2, 3, 4, 5. They all have mini lessons too, would appear. I should tackle some of those mini lessons at some point, but I think I should focus on the main ones first. I do feel like I've started to make some improvements in my own art outside of this game. Problem is I still draw too much not safe for work stuff, or at the very least, nah, you know what, there's nothing wrong with drawing not safe for work stuff. The problem is that not everyone wants to see that. Hello again. I'm just out enjoying the fresh air with bacon. Bacon. And doing some sketching. The world around us offers endless inspiration, which is why I always carry my sketchbook. Maybe I should get one myself, actually. Like, I remember when I first started doing digital art, like, if you look back on my art accounts, like, it was all traditional stuff that it was all black and white traditional stuff that I scanned or took a picture of, I think. I did have a little sketchbook, and maybe I should buy another one. You can learn a lot from doing black and white sketches, I guess. This tree, for example, looks perfect for our first pencil drawing lesson. Yeah, can't go wrong with pencil sketches, huh? Let's start. In stage 1, we're going to draw an outline of our tree. Our happy little tree. Our 3 different pencils can each be used with the point or the flat. Different pencils are made by mixing different amounts of clay and graphite. Where do we get all that clay and graphite, though? The 2H pencil has the most clay in it, so it's harder and makes light, precise lines. This makes it perfect for drawing outlines, so we're going to use it first. Let's pick our 2H pencil and make sure we're using the point rather than the flats. Can this actually register tilting? We'll also use the grid to help with accuracy as we did with the tulip. Don't worry about making mistakes, as we have a vinyl eraser for removing marks. Hey! Now I can erase! You can use the edge to tidy up small areas, or the flat to erase larger areas. We're going to focus on the tree in this lesson, and not draw any of the background. Oh. Oh, I was kinda hoping to... Oh well. Let's start with the main shapes of the tree trunk. Watch how I simplify the areas. Just a tree, huh? Pencil sketches, that's another thing. That's something that I should do a lot more of. Like thumbnail artworks, that's usually how digital artists begin. Like, there's plenty of digital artists, especially some that I watch. They do like a dozen, maybe 2 dozen different very simple thumbnail sketches just to get the forms across. And then they pick one and flesh it out. We'll add details later, so just take your time and get those shapes right. Here's a tip. Try to make practice movements with your hand before making a mark. On this Nintendo 2DS, I don't know if it's possible, but sure. You should find the resulting lines are smoother and more confident. Ah, yeah, that's an art tip right there. Don't draw with your wrist, draw with your arm. I really hope I don't need to recalibrate my this again. Because, you know, with this game, you might need to recalibrate the touchscreen. Wait, this is rather faint. I guess that's the point, huh? Boy, now I really feel like I'm drawing on Autodesk Sketchbook. The problem is it's so dark. Or, I'm sorry, so light, and the background of this paper doesn't really help it. And I also feel like it's not, like I'm sketching and it's just a little bit off or something. Maybe it's the way I'm holding my stylus, I don't know. Just let loose and have fun with this. Do? Don't think. That's it? Sure I shouldn't draw the other trees here, or... Nah. Ah, crap. I forgot that one. Well done. We've drawn the outline for our tree. In stage 2, we're going to add some shading to our drawing. What we've done so far is called a line drawing. And then we have the trunk's shape. We can start to fill it in and add the leaves. Oh, okay. Hell yeah. The HB pencil has less clay and more graphite than the 2H, so it makes darker marks. We're going to use the flat of the pencil, which is good for shading large areas. Let's turn off the grid too, since our outline is all done. Oh, okay, I see. Good, now we need to work out where to put down our shading. Artists use the term tone or value to talk about lights and darks. Ooh, chess pieces. I sketched some originally when I first started doing traditional drawings. We see that shadowy areas have a dark tone. That is one weird looking horse, while the brighter areas of a scene have a light tone. This is a Nintendo game too. Imagine if that was Epona from The Legend of Zelda. It would make sense. Our tree has areas of both light and dark tone. An easy way to simplify the tones of your subject is by half closing your eyes. This blurs your vision and makes it Huh. Never thought of it that way. This blurs your vision and makes it easier to see where the light and dark tones are. Why not try it as we shade the dark areas of the tree with our HB pencil? Huh. I'll remember that one. There. I also added some grass around the tree in this step. That will show it's standing on a surface and not floating in space. Trees don't grow in space, dummy. Try to follow the direction of the tree's surface as you shade, like I did. Still missed that one branch, though. Little more here. There we go. Alright, don't get too crazy with this. Squint my eyes a little bit, he says. Even though I got 20/20 vision and whatever. Huh. Yeah, this is actually kind of a helpful little trick. Focus more on the light and dark tones instead of the fine little details. If I had a face cam on, this would look a little weird. Do we actually add some of the color to this, though? Still feels like it still feels like it's lacking something here, but I'll probably draw in the leaves later. Shading, honestly, that's what I really feel like I need to work on. It's amazing how much an image pops out when you add some shading. Well done. Blocking in broad areas of tone like this is called mass drawing. If you look closely at these two drawings, you'll see the two trees are very different. In this one, the tree has been drawn with lines. But this sketch is a simple mass drawing to suggest the tree's shape. So I guess Bob Ross is a master of mass drawing then, huh? That's why he gets the happy little trees drawn. Most sketches, though, are like ours. They use a combination of mass and line drawing. The French Impressionist Claude Monet also used sketches as preparations for his paintings. This one, Tree Trunks à la Mar à Clark, I'm not French, I'm sorry, is a great example of combining line and mass drawing. He used lines for the shadow of the trunk and areas of lighter shading to convey the leaves. Now, drawings usually proceed from the general outlines to the details. Much like a tree flows from the broad trunk into the smaller branches. The idea is to go from generic to specific. Block in big shapes first and add details later. Yeah, especially if you're not drawing with lines. Without lines or something. So let's finish our blocking in with a large, loose shape for the leaves. This is where it gets really individualistic. In digital art programs, you can just have, you can use several pre-shaped brushes or something, but I guess there is a joy or painstaking amount of work in drawing each leaf individually. I guess it's all about time management, huh? From a distance it does read like leaves, doesn't it? Try creating character by leaving gaps in the shading, as if light is coming through the leaves. Oh yeah, I could do this. Oh wow, look at that, the leaves are moving. Probably too many leaves right there, but that's fine. There's a lot of them right here. This is almost good ASMR sound right here. One of the better kinds of ASMR sounds. I mean, me personally, my favorites are cat grooming, cat eating, basically animals licking or grooming themselves, or licking people or something. That really makes my mind tickle. Paintbrushing sounds, I don't think there's enough of them. I mean, unless you watch Bob Ross. But at the same time, you don't always want to watch those kinds of videos every single day, because eventually your brain will just normalize it. Like, give it a break for a month or so, I hear, and then return and it should sound normal. Or, I don't know, branch out, try to find something different. I'm even adding some on the ground. Even though this might be a problem later on, I don't know. Imagine a genuine artist trying to replicate that. I think it's impossible on this screen. Or if I do something like this, but oh wow. I could see the texture. That looks a little better. This livestream is purely for educational purposes. Great. With the shading done, we can clearly see where the light is coming from. In stage 3, we're going to add more form to our tree. Mass drawing is a quick way to shade in large areas. But another way of shading is to use many thin lines. This is called hatching. Isn't this what is popular in manga? Hatching is particularly useful because it helps to describe shapes. One hatching technique is to use lines that follow the curve of an object, as shown here. I don't do this at all, personally. This is called hatching across the form. It would really make my line art pop out though. While cross-hatching means shading in multiple directions to create texture and tone. For the best results when hatching, try to draw individual lines rather than zigzagging. For a tree and other rounded shapes, I suggest we hatch across the form. The softness of our HB pencil will work for this step. We're neglecting the 2B1, but I guess that comes later. The line thickness and separation determine how dark our hatching is. Let's hatch in our shadows across the form to darken them, and make the surface look more curved. No zigzagging. None of that. That's an artistic no-no. Exactly as I do. As Vince does. Did you see how I used separate lines and followed the form of the tree? If you want to practice before you start, there was a scratch pad in the pencil set. It's just for trying things out, so it will clear itself when you close the tray. Nice. Very informative. This is all stuff that I could carry over. Nice. Okay. Now for the real deal. Jesus, I might need to erase some of that. Oh, don't tell me I gotta recalibrate this thing again. Oh, I do. Crap. This kind of sucks, but... This also throws off my my sketching a little bit. Ah, well, just roll with it. Just constantly keep in my head that I gotta be like a few millimeters to the left. That's all. We'll see how well I can work with this. Oh no, now it seems to have recalibrated itself. At least that's what it feels like, I don't know. Boy, can you imagine if this game had a jump scare? That would be an extraordinary middle finger for the developers to do to you in this game. Anything else? Hmm. Boy, I have a real penchant for playing quote-unquote boring games, don't I? Maybe I should... Oh god, I almost dropped my stylus. Maybe I should put that in the description, like, I like to live stream video games that would make people fall asleep or something, I don't know. Well done! That's the first layer of hatching done. Now let's take a look at those leaves. This tree was painted by the Austrian artist Gustav Klimt in the early 20th century. He painted a striking mass of foliage instead of thousands of individual leaves. We're going to take a similar line with our tree and simplify all that leafy complexity. Yeah, imagine trying to draw, shade each individual little leaf, and then by 1,000, all of them are irregular too. Trying to draw the outlines of all the leaves would be a clumsy way of drawing such lively objects. Instead, we're going to hint at their shape in a delicate way. Comparing these sketches, doesn't the one on the right look much more leaf-like? If I squint my eyes... Yeah, actually. That's the kind of approach I want to take for the leaves on our tree. Ah. Oh, look at this. That's all it takes to give an impression of leaves. Are you ready to try it? Dude, this man is a genius. Alright, where are my leaves at? Where do I want to see them proper? Oh my god. Dude is a genius. Look at that. That being said, I probably should make it all look like scribbles. Oh, and I also don't want to press in the screen too. Oh, that one was bad. Be gone with ya. And again, maybe I should recalibrate the touchscreen. Fortunately, it's quick. I'll probably do that after this, because I'm starting to notice the shift. Yeah, that's it's a shift right there. Oh no, maybe not down there. Good God, what was I doing down there? That one was bad. I'm sorry. We don't make mistakes, we just have happy little accidents. Oop. Is that the eraser? Yeah, that was the eraser. Oh god. Nah. It does read like leaves. Or hints at looking like leaves. Ish. Probably not the types of leaves that you want to wipe your bum with in the forest. Hmm. Do I want to go a little further than that, or... Nah, I think that's good. Great. We've now added foliage to our tree. Kinda. I guess we're not adding color to this tree, huh? In stage 4, it's time to work up the darkest parts of the tree. A wide range of tones really help to emphasize the shape in a drawing. So I think it's time to try our softest pencil, the 2B. Oh hell yeah. The 2B pencil has the most graphite and the least clay in it, letting us draw very dark lines. Using hatching again for this step will help the sense of form. And will let us get some parts really dark to give an impression of volume. Let's hatch in the darkest shadows on the trunk and also some grass on the ground. I still feel like I need to draw something here. Give it a personal touch. Ooh, I have an idea. I'll probably squeeze it in. Let me just follow the lesson first and then add a little extra credit, if you know what I mean. Look carefully at the subject. Try to work out where the darkest areas are. You know, personally, I wouldn't mind if there was some background music while I'm working. I like to work with some music. I've always liked to work with music. And I prefer working when I'm listening to music, not when I'm listening to people trying to micromanage me, honestly. That's why I quit my original job. when I said I worked in food catering, and technically I still work 2 jobs. I do DoorDash and Postmates at the same time. I've been doing Postmates for, well, since December, and DoorDash this month. And so far so good. I've already been like $500 doing DoorDash over during this month. The key with those types of apps, DoorDash, Postmates, Grubhub. Well, I don't do Grubhub, but know your routes. Trying to maximize profit while minimizing distance you're driving. If anything, boy, it's actually starting to get tough to talk and draw at the same time. If anything with those apps, shoot, I lost my train of thought. It'll come back to me. Boy, this really is looking like a tree. Not right there, but... Oh, yeah. Think I could squeeze in a Groot here? Oh, no, I can't. This thing's terrible. I really gotta recalibrate the touchscreen. You know, little baby Groot dancing like in the end of the first Guardians of the Galaxy movie. Great, we've really fleshed out we've really fleshed out our tree with the dark hatching. Ooh. Let me just save and quit. That Joltik is terrible. That's not half bad actually. It's supposed to be a cherry, but I made it look like a cherry berry from Pokemon. I really hope there's no touchscreen problem with this, or maybe it's just a common problem when you're using the touchscreen a lot. Oh, and now you're telling me to take a break. How kind. Anyway, what was I saying with DoorDash and Postmates? What I've noticed is that they both complement each other. One fills in the gaps of time that the other one would have, like, for example, I would do a delivery and then I'd wait, like, sometimes I would wait 5, maybe 10 minutes for another one if I'm not in a proper area. But, I hardly have periods of, rest when that happens. It's like I do one delivery and then almost immediately another one appears. And I remember when I used to do Postmates by myself or by itself, I would average between $70 to $100 a day. Very rarely I would go like 120 or even 130. Doing both at the same time, 120 is actually my average. Rarely do I go lower than that. Yesterday, actually, this Sunday, I actually made $160 just doing 5 days of doing Postmates and DoorDash. I was in the Berkeley area in California. Remember, I live in the East Bay. I think I did 5 Postmates orders and 3 DoorDash orders within 90 minutes or so. And they were all very closely packed together. Right, I want to see if I can draw a baby Groot. Very easy to draw, honestly. It's just like literally drawing a stick figure, but with a little more detail. But the problem is, where do I go with the next lesson? A melon. This is why we've been using colored paper all along. It means our drawing surface is darker than white. In fact, a midtone. When we draw over a midtone, we can create an illusion of a three-dimensional form by drawing both the dark tone shadows and the light tone highlights. Yeah, that's why you never want to draw in pure white or pure black, honestly. For our highlights, I like to introduce the humble white pencil. Oh. White power. Any color that is brighter than the paper can be used to highlight. Highlights are most effective when done sparingly. Let's look again at our tree. That's his tree, not my tree. Look for the very brightest areas to hatch in, and build them up gradually. Don't go overboard, we don't want them to be solid white. Yeah, you can tell this game was made in 2012 because of the way that stylus looks. Not a twig of a 3DS stylus. The one I'm using is a Palkia stylus that you get when you pre-order Pokemon Diamond and Pearl. Or Pokemon Pearl. Feels a little more ergonomic. There is always something magical about how highlights bring a drawing to life. What do you think? Are you ready to work your magic? Honestly, this tree's looking pretty good. Well, by my standards, I guess. I just hope I don't have to recalibrate this touchscreen again. Little white right there, I guess. A little bit right here. A little right there, somewhere right here. Oh yeah, look at that. It's already starting to stand out a little. 3D, 3 dimensions. Still monochrome, but 3D. And honestly, the branch that was up here has kind of been lost. I blame that on the touchscreen moving a little bit to the right. This part right here still seems a little hollow. I could draw a Groot right here, little baby Groot. Or if I was really bold, I would have drawn a face in that tree. It would probably look better than when Vanos Gaming and crew drew Groot. Do you have to know the movies? Yes, you do have to know the movies. They're pretty decent artists, actually. But, you know, they have to be bad on purpose to get a laugh. Or, in Sark's case, really, really bold. Like, goddamn, the way he drew... He drew Doc, but, you know, he drew the, he basically drew docking, and no one really censored it either, so... This isn't Groot at all, but there's no real way for me to make it detailed. But it still reads, it still kind of reads like Groot. Just gotta add a little bit more of a crown right here. Oh, yeah. That's not bad. Eh, it's kind of lost, though, in the paper. Oh, God, no. Oh, I forgot about this. I can't do tilting with a stylus on a Surface Book with performance base. I have to use the Surface Book 2 for that. The Surface Book with performance base only allows for 1,024 different levels of pressure. The Surface Book 2 allows for 4 times that, and tilt functionality. And oh, and I recently got a Surface Slim Pen, which is actually compatible with the newer ones, like the Surface Book 2. So in other words, I'm using the latest pen stylus on an older computer, and I won't truly appreciate it until I get a Surface Book 2 or something. And at some point I will have to get a new laptop, because I'm already starting to notice my clipboard portion of my current laptop starting to bulge a little bit. Bravo! You completed the first drawing lesson of Art Academy Lessons for Everyone. Shall we look back at how we put our drawing together? We started out with simple line drawing of the outline of our tree. Then we started our mass drawing using the flat of the pencil to shade with. We switched back to the point of the pencil to hatch across the form of the tree. We also added some lines to suggest the shadowed edges of the leaves. We finished the shading by adding extra hatching with the 2B pencil for contrast. Finally, we used the white pencil to highlight the brightest parts of the scene. I do hope you've enjoyed the lesson and learned some useful techniques. You've now met our pencils, the 2H, HB, and, 2B, and of course the white pencil. And learn to use point and flat to make high and low tone marks. There are lots of other types of pencils, but most people stick to a few favorites. After this, you'll find you can do your first mini lesson. The mini lessons help you practice what you learn in the main lessons. And this mini lesson will let you try out a new medium, colored pencils. You can also move straight to the next main lesson and explore the world of color. Yeah, I'm gonna do that. Just remember that a good drawing or painting comes not from the tools we use, from practice and our enthusiasm to carefully learn, observe, and learn from the world. Yeah, that's true. In the NBA, they call that a motor. Like, you can be 7 foot tall, 8 foot wingspan, weigh 250 or something. You can be built like an NBA player, have the physique of one, but you also have to have the motivation of one. Some NBA players like Steph Curry, like most recently Luka Doncic, Doncic, they literally 24/7 just about when it comes to basketball. They live and breathe basketball. They're workaholics. And that's another thing. Sometimes it's not the most talented person, it's the one that works the hardest. The melon first. Oh. Oh, I completely forgot to add the highlights. Oh well. You know, I don't export these. That kind of sucks. Yeah, Groot's honestly an afterthought down there. Maybe that's his daddy tree, who knows? Maybe it's like that YouTube channel, Lucas the Spider. That there was a channel called Daddy Spider that basically did the same thing as Lucas the Spider, but I heard they got copyright they got copyright striked because, you know, technically it's fan service or something to them, which seemed a little mean-spirited. And then that channel never really recovered, and I think they got rid of it, which kind of sucks. Back to image, save, quit. You can't really find their videos anymore either. Like, I think I remember the last thing I saw from them, they were trying desperately to create the next big thing, and I could see the struggle. Like, one thing they tried to do was create a little CGI Red Panda cartoon. Didn't really work out. Good gracious, it is hot. Days like this bring back memories of my youth. What kind of a life did he have back then? The scent of fruit in sun-bleached streets, and colorful jazz melodies in the air. I'm not a fan of melon, personally. Well, the only kind of melon I really like is the Beastars one, but in the anime, it's far and away from that. Probably not until 2 or 3 years from now. Well, maybe 2, I don't know. I could just smell the fruit now. It must be that melon I left to ripen. It'll be perfect for today's lesson, in which we'll explore the use of color. Oh, I could use this one. Let me just cut it into slices. There, that looks delicious, doesn't it? Oh, 1 of 8. This is a big one. In stage 1, we're going to paint the whole canvas with a rich purple. This is called painting the ground, and we'll need our biggest brush for it. 2-inch brush. We want to put lots of paint on the brush to cover the canvas quickly, thoroughly. You can tap the plus and minus icons on the brush to change the amount of paint on it. Whoa. Great, now we can splash paint around and loosen up at the same time. Or, you know, just grab a whole bucket and throw it at the canvas. That's really abstract right there. Using lots of paint is great for covering big surfaces and creating thick, rough textures. A smaller amount is better for small, accurately painted surfaces and details. Our choice depends on what we're painting and what effects we want. I could probably never do that canvas with a real one or something. Plus it costs money, so I don't know. Maybe in the future, who knows. So feel free to experiment and discover the expressive possibilities. And we get to the melon. Oh. Oh, don't. I gotta be careful too, because I don't want to tip my 3DS over. I can feel the touchscreen, not my, the tip of my pen stylus, snag on the screen protector on the corners when I'm drawing on the corners. Is someone preparing lunch? I heard plates move. Eh, some people during their lunch break draw. Yeah, someone's preparing food. Who knows? Maybe I'm waiting for pasta. Looks like we're... It almost looks like we're in Italy. I don't want to see any white around here. Oops. Nice. That was the easiest step. There, we've painted the ground. That was the ground? In stage 2, we're going to add shadows and lighting to the ground. You like my purple cloth? I chose it particularly for this lesson to jazz things up. It's good contrast, actually. You will see the importance later, after learning about color theory. The wonderful human eye can distinguish about 10,000 distinct colors. That may seem daunting for a painter, but understanding how color works is really very simple. All the hues come from 3 main colors: red, yellow, and blue, which we call primary colors. Mixing 2 primary colors in equal amounts gives us 3 more colors called secondary colors. Red mixed with yellow gives us orange. Red mixed with blue gives us purple. This is all elementary. And yellow mixed with blue gives us green. Mixing each secondary color with one of the primary colors it's made of gives us another 6 hues. These are the tertiary colors: red, orange, blue, green, blue, violet, and so forth. To organize all these colors, we can use something called a color wheel. Each tertiary color sits between the primary and secondary colors needed to mix it. We have a color wheel in the paint set, which you can use for reference if you need it. Simply tap the color wheel icon to slide it out and back again. Good. Black and white are not on the wheel, as they relate more to lightness than color. Adding white to a color creates a lighter tint, while adding black creates a darker shade. Let's go on and paint the shadows on the cloth now. We'll need the large flat brush and the darker purple for this. I've watered down some of the colors, so they spread more evenly. Let's use a little less paint as well, since we're painting smaller areas. Yeah. Oh. Great. I'm going to paint these shadows using shortish strokes. I've seen this lesson in particular in the trailer of this game. Be as bold as you like. It's always good to express yourself through your brush movements. Mm-hmm. Uh-huh. Good. I guess. Little spot right there. A little right there. A little right there, I guess. Easiest step in the... Second easiest step, I guess. Boom. Also want to add a little more... Well, to color correct some of this. And then comes the highlights, right? Great. Now let us use the lighter purple for the brightest parts of the cloth. I'm going to block this in, just like the shadow. Again, you're not a proper artist if you've never drawn fruit before. Simple as that. Are you ready to try? I'm guessing I also gotta blend in some of this later, huh? It's not bad. I just wish I was, again, I'm not a fan of melon. I prefer pineapple, peaches. Who would be the best voice actor for Melon when Beastars eventually gets to that part? I'm thinking Mark Hamill, honestly. Because Melon is literally the Joker in Beastars. Well done. We finished the cloth by adding shadows and lighting. In stage 3, we'll be painting the plate our melon is sitting on. This is a great time for a short break to talk about color. Yep, lay it on me. Many of history's great painters would envy today's wide selection of pigments. What about the use of digital drawing? How about that? Until the 19th century, colors like red, blue, and purple were rare, expensive luxuries. Oh, wow, never really thought of it that way. In Roman times, extracting just a gram of Tyrian purple took nearly 10,000 shells. But when the science of chemistry took off, it created an explosion of new colors. Wow. Like music, color can be used harmoniously to emphasize certain moods. Or daringly to create startling counterpoints. Paul Cézanne was one artist who took advantage of the vast range of colors. He painted everyday objects with a medley of colors and the spontaneity of a fine musician. He's considered a master of still life painting. He didn't try to copy nature precisely, but aimed to represent it through the use of color and shape. He painted objects spontaneously, with simple outlines and bold planes of color. Now it's time to start painting our plate. Damn, never really thought of it that way before. Getting the color back then. 10,000 shells? Jesus. The plate is circular, but it looks flattened because of our viewing angle. Let's get the grid out and plot some marks to help us draw the edge. We use a medium round brush with a moderate amount of light paints. First, I'll mark out the edges at the top and to the side. I ain't no freehand circle drawing champion, obviously. There's a video of that on YouTube, like what he does, he really prepares himself, and he just does one quick, perfect circle on a chalkboard. And now I'll connect the dots. I feel like this tutorial is going to carry over with me when I choose to draw my next drawing. This method helps to simplify drawing curves. With a little care, it gives great results. Right there. Right here. Yeah. And a little down here, down there. Following the grid. Down there, so right here. Nice. Oh yeah, look at that. And just add a little more to this. Good. Simple. Well done. Now that the tricky part is over, we can turn off the grid. Let's get the big brush out now and load it fully with the same color. Yeah. Now it's time to splash around and block in the plate. Wait a minute, there was a bottom... Oh. Bottom left corner. We're just gonna color that in? Oh. Okay. Take care to stay within the curve so the blade has a sharp edge. I felt like the music was about to go Professor Layton on me. It was about to play the theme of Dawn something. What's the name of that villain? Kind of a bald head. Mustache. Dawn something. Shoot, I don't remember his name. It's been a long time since I last played any Professor Layton game, honestly. And nowadays, I think there's 2 Professor Layton games, which aren't really Professor Layton games. They star his daughter, Catriel, I think that's her name. He has a daughter now. There we go. That's a plate right there. A sweeping highlight around the edge of the plate will add some extra form. A fully loaded, small, round brush should work well. Before doing sweeping marks like this, I like to run through the motions first. Seems like a very simple plate. Who's the villain of Professor Layton? I'm actually looking that up on Google. Don Paolo. That's his name. He's not Descole, that's a different one. It has a hell of a theme song, though. The orchestrated version especially. Practicing the motion helps you understand the movement and make a confident mark. There's 6 main games in the Professor Layton trilogy. No. 6 main Professor Layton games in total. It's like in the same order as Star Wars. Technically it's 4, 5, and 6, and then a prequel trilogy, 1, 2, and 3. I've only played through 5 of them. I never played the most recent one of those 6, which is the Azerin Legacy. I've played Curious Village, Diabolical Box, Unwound Future, Last Spectre, Miracle Mask, but not Azerin Legacy. Oh no. Damn, it's on the corner of the screen. Yeah, that's not good. Shoot. Just work with it. Oh, and then there was a Professor Layton and Phoenix Wright crossover, which was actually one of the first games I heard for the... It was coming for the Nintendo 3DS, and I wanted that game badly when it was originally announced. Took a while for it to get localized, but it was worth it. Wonderful. Last element to add to our plate is the shadows. I think of this as the bass line, holding the elements of our composition together. Without it, our melon would float off the canvas, with no sense of space or depth. Let's get a medium flat brush with a moderate amount of paint for this. I'm also thinking about how I'm gonna give this my own little personal touch. I think instead of drawing Melon himself, I'm gonna draw his silhouette. Like, his shadow looming over the melon. Because that's his shtick, by the way. It's probably a little spoiler territory, but I'll try to keep it minimal. I'll basically just describe what he is. He's a gazelle leopard hybrid. His mother was a leopard, his father was a gazelle. Yeah. He has leopard stripes on parts of his body, which he tattoos over with melon leaves. That's one of his gimmicks. His mother literally named him Melon. Let's get a medium flat brush with a moderate amount of paint for this. I think I missed a step. Oh. Our melon casts a cool dark shadow on the plate from the light source above. I think I'll add that silhouette part at the end. In the manga, Melon was described as having a husky voice. Does Mark Hamill have a husky voice? When he voices the Joker, anyway. Try to follow the plate's form as you paint to enhance its shape and contours. This ain't too hard. The problem is blending it all, though. I don't think I can blend properly with this, can I? Ooh, nope. Bad idea. Ah, no. Oh, no. There's no undo with this, is there? That kind of... Oh, no. Eh. Covering up my mistakes. I guess that works. That's the plate painted. We're making good progress now. Oh, that's what I was trying to do. In stage 4, we're going to do some blending. There's much more to painting than just putting the paint on the canvas. One of the best things about paint is that it can be blended after you've placed it. But when it's wet, right? The cloth and that shadow look very blocky right now, with what artists call hard edges. With a clean brush, we can blend these edges together, creating subtler, in-between colors. Let's get the medium flat brush for this and remove all the paint. Oh, derp. Now we can brush along the edge where different colors meet to create a soft gradient. You don't get this kind of intuitiveness in Pokemon Art Academy. It feels like you're tracing the Pokemon and doing simple cell shading. This you're legitimately learning. Spend some time thinking about which parts of the cloth should be blended. Look for where the hard edges and soft edges of the cloth are. We need to blend the parts where the colors merge into each other, leaving the rest alone. Oh yeah, another thing about that Professor Layton game that I talked about, Don Paolo, he's a master of disguise, and he's a recurring villain. He's more of a annoyance when I think about it. Not a legitimate villain. Maybe an anti-hero, I don't know. Especially in Unwound Future. That's really helped to refine the shapes. Ready to try it? Oh god. Oh god. Not on the plate. This is working though. Oh yeah, that's working beautifully. Not right there though. I kind of wish there was an undo button with this, but nah, that's you can't undo in traditional art. If you're sculpting with clay and you drop the clay, there's no undo button when you drop the clay. I can't do that, so yeah. Am I using the wrong brush? No. This looks weird. Maybe I'm not supposed to do this part. Not yet. Bravo! With the cloth and paint plate done, the accompaniments are all in place. In stage 5, it's time to introduce the star of the show, our melon. Its deep color is intensified against the rich purple of our tablecloth. Let's start with a fully loaded large flat brush in the deep orange color. What kind of fruits are we talking about? Apples, oranges, melons. I'll use the grid to paint some key points before outlining the melon. Have I not drawn Beastar's characters yet? Haru is very simple to draw. She's just a white dwarf rabbit. Legoshi, he's a cute pupper. Juno? Ooh, honestly, she's kind of hot. That looks about right. Off you go. Oh yeah, this is coming together. This is looking good. Don't screw this up. Oh, but I should be doing the outline, right? And this grid really helps. I'm kind of doing half and half, it feels like. Oh. Mmm, tasty. How nutritious is melon? And I'm talking about the fruit. Now let's switch to a bigger brush to fill in the melon. This won't take long. It's painting. It usually takes a while. Props to people who can speed paint, honestly. There we go. Be a little careful around the edges. Yeah, you don't want to bruise this melon. Seriously, what in the world is going on in the background? Like, can you imagine if there was like, if this was an Italian restaurant and like run by very angry Italian people and you just hear a lot of cursing in the background? That would be hilarious. Maybe it's run by Mario and Luigi. Who knows? This is a Nintendo game. Even though I keep thinking this is a third-party title, but it's not. Well done. We wanted strong contrasting colors for this painting, and now we'll explain how I chose them. Looking at the color wheel, do you see how purple sits opposite yellow? Ah, that's the color of a Renamon from Digimon. Perfect contrast. We call these opposite pairs complementary colors. Red and green are another example. Mixing two complementary colors gives us a neutral grayish-brown color. But if we put them next to each other, they amplify one another and seem more vivid. Paul Gauguin, like Cézanne, was a French post-impressionist artist. Gauguin's, I'm probably pronouncing that name wrong. Unconventional use of color can help us understand complementary colors. Here he used blue and orange together to enhance the brilliance of the colors he saw. His aim was to represent his emotional response using color harmonies and contrasts. If he saw a shadow with blue hues, he might paint it with a beautiful and intense blue, while the reddish hue of a roof might be shown in a much more vivid red. For the same reasons, I chose a purple cloth to enhance the rich yellows in the flesh of our melon. Before we finish the flesh, let's add the lovely green hues of the skin. We're gonna give some gangrene to this melon, huh? For such a small area, a small flat brush would be best. We don't want too small a brush, as we're aiming for a loose impressionistic feel. Impressionism is less about precision than it is about capturing the essence of a moment. Is this like in Naruto and... No, it's just like Naruto Shippuden. There were these Akatsuki ninja called Datara and Sasori. Datara uses explosive clay and Sasori uses puppets with chakra strings and hidden mechanisms. Sasori was the type that thinks art should be eternal. Datara is like art should be explosive, should be quick as a flash, or, you know, brief but glorious in a second or two. He ended up living longer, but that was probably a bit, intentional. There we are. It's quite easy, but be a little careful around the edges. Naruto, Naruto Shippuden, and now Boruto. Meanwhile, One Piece is still... It's so... I have no idea what's going on in One Piece. I don't much care, honestly. And then Dragon Ball. It was Dragon Ball, Dragon Ball Z, Dragon Ball GT, which not a lot of people care about. I mean, Super Saiyan 4 was badass, but what was it, like an alternate timeline or something nowadays? I mean, it really went downhill at the start when Goku was turned into a kid. That's what a lot of people would agree on. That's it. Dragon Ball Super, though, was... Ooh. I never really watched Dragon Ball Super. I kind of low-key paid attention to it, but I did watch the last few episodes, because... Damn, that fight with Jiren and Goku and Frieza teaming up. Holy shit. Now let's add in a lighter green for the inside edge with the same brush. Here we go. It's just like the last step. Yeah, I think drawing in the silhouette of Melon from Beastars would be the best way to go with this. Just staring down this, this melon. Your turn. Because he's a hybrid, he can eat both, but he always talks about the taste of either vegetables or meat just tasting like sand to him for whatever reason. There we go. I might want to read through the whole manga again, honestly. The anime for Beastars on Netflix, 12 episodes. It only goes up to probably chapter 46, maybe 47 of the manga. And the manga, last I checked, is probably at 187, 88 chapters. So, probably near the end of season 3. And right now Beastars is in its first season, and there'll be a season 2 probably next month, next April 2021. Well done. We've blocked in the base colors of the melon. Oh, and if people think that Beastars is going to continue the high school setting, no, they're dead wrong. A lot of anime do that, don't they? A lot of anime does that. It's almost a cliche at this point. High school settings. In stage 6, we're going to start to give our melon some interest and volume. It's time to experiment with paint dilution to create variety in our marks. All we have to do is select a tray and tap the plus and minus icons above the water jar. Where undiluted paint is bold and dramatic, adding water creates more transparent marks. Now how would I do that in digital drawing? Let's dilute a lighter orange color with 2 drops of water now. I should probably learn how to do this in Autodesk Sketchbook. Damn. Very intuitive. We'll put this onto a medium flat brush to add some warmer blotches to our melon. Remember this painting I showed you earlier? Cezanne's short, staccato brushstrokes add liveliness and accents. I can improvise the rhythm with notes of color scattered about the canvas. All these references to note and rhythm remind me of my days in a jazz band. That came out of nowhere. But jazz, a lot of people will be like, it's like abstract music or something, right? As Henry Matisse once said, jazz is rhythm and meaning. It's a great metaphor for our use of color. Let's keep that in mind and experiment with the use of loose, expressive brush strokes. I'm getting tongue-tied here. Oh, look at that. Looks like a wet, juicy melon. Dabbing the paint on rather than dragging the brush will create the effect we want. Try to vary the marks. Think of music. If all the notes were the same, it would be very dull. Change the angle, length, and speed of your marks as you paint. Have fun as you work, and it will show in your end result. Alright. Oh, yeah. Yeah, he was right about that. Not bad. And it took me like, what, 30 seconds? Although I really shouldn't be thinking of time when it comes to art. Good, but let's add even more variety to our symphony of hues. We want a lighter color for the translucent parts where the light oozes through. We're painting the parts of the melon that are thin enough to be lit up from behind. Oh. It's really looking more and more like a melon now, huh? Now we're starting to bring out the juiciness. Mmm, juice. I bite down on this melon, I'm gonna need a bib. Oh yeah, look at that. That is... Oh. Imagine if I was drawing a peach. I'd probably nut in the middle of the live stream, I don't know. There are some really... There's images on Google of fruits and vegetables that look like, genitals, so... Damn. Look at that. A little more right there. A little more right here. By the orange corners, basically. That's impressive. Not bad. I just hope I don't destroy this when I add the silhouette. Good work. We've added some warmth and translucency to the melon. Melon blending. Will it blend? Will gazelle and leopard jeans blend? In stage 7, we're going to blend the melon. We need to combine these blocks of color on the melon into a smooth, delicious whole. Oh my god, this is getting slightly sexual. We'll need a clear brush again to blend with. Well, there is a lesson later on where it looks like I'm drawing a woman's bust. That's art. If you look at the melon's flesh, you can see there are very few hard edges on it. The colors flow into each other, like the same melody played on different instruments. I gotta learn how to play the violin. I can probably buy a very good quality one for like 200 bucks on eBay. Cecily, I think they're called. I actually used to have a violin, but I gave it to my sister for her music class. It was originally the instrument I wanted to play as well, but I ended up playing the trumpet. That's it. Take your time to get a result you're happy with. Don't kill all those little details. They're your good friends. Oh my god, this is good. This is very good. Well, it's a little... Hang on. Yeah, that's a little better. Oh my god, yeah. Blend does a lot in drawing. I mean, when I usually blend colors, I use an airbrush mostly. I should try to use smudging or maybe some different types of brushes as well. Or even tone down the opacity of the brushes that I most frequently use. The pen tool probably. Experiment a little bit, basically. Yeah, look at that. Look at that melon. That is a... Damn. And it only gets better from here, huh? We're almost done. All the main elements have been painted. I'm looking at it from my preview window. Oh, no, wait, that's his melon, right? Not mine. Looks very similar, though. It looks very similar, though, right? In stage 8, it's time for the final step to make our melon look delicious. It's a small but significant element. The highlights, the most intense reflections. This is my favorite part, which most artists leave to the very end of their painting. Can you see the highlights in this still life? Yeah, they're near the little stem. Ah, here's the same painting without the highlights. Do you see the difference it makes in creating that extra touch of liveliness? Like, imagine if you were painting something metallic. It would give it that good, it would give it a good sheen. Our melon has highlights at the top of the flesh and small marks down the side. The shape and intensity of a highlight says a lot about the texture of an object. Compare the brightest parts of the tablecloth, the plate, and the melon. Unlike the rougher cloth, wet or smooth surfaces reflect intense spots of light. Vince, my man, sometimes I draw not safe for work stuff, so this is giving me some, yeah. I don't think a lot of my Twitter followers like that, though. That's why I've been thinking of, like, doing a safe for work Twitter account and a not safe for work Twitter account. Honestly, I think it's the better option. My safe for work would be more business-y. My not safe for work one would be more artistic. Because, honestly, if you look at my Twitter account, it's either a mix of furry porn that I like to retweet, or gloating about how many wins I've gotten in Fall Guys. Like, imagine in the future, I actually make a name for myself on YouTube. What do they think when they look back on my Twitter account and they see the stuff that I'm doing? I mean, you don't see main Twitter accounts like, well, the Fall Guys Twitter account, for example. I am Wildcat, Vanos, basically I do work. And then some digital artists, they have a safe for work and a not safe for work one. I guess my mentality with my current Twitter account is, I'm trying to put all my eggs in one basket, but some of those eggs are rotten. Some of them have fetishes in them. Weird fetishes. No one wants to see that in their timeline. To help you understand the light, you can temporarily change the direction of the light source by pressing left or right on the control pad on your Nintendo DS. Oh. Cool. Oh, wow. How far does this go? It's like, I think I counted 8. Yeah, that's the one I wanted. Or not. Seeing your subject differently is great for understanding light and form. You can change the lighting at any time in the lesson, but it will soon reset back to normal. You can paint all those other variations in free paint after you finish this lesson. Let's dab in the highlights with a small flat brush and just a little bit of paint. The small brush lets us control the size and shape of the highlights better. Here they're mixed with a touch of yellow from the color of the flesh. Yeah, I see the highlights. They're right at the top of the fruit. And a little bit on the bottom. I'm proud of this one. Genuinely. Take plenty of care with this step. It's the finishing touch to your masterpiece. Yeah, I mean, look at this. Even from a distance, it reads pretty well. And then I still gotta add in my little personal touch to this, which again, I'm worried might kill this whole drawing, but maybe I could do it on the top right corner here? Oh yeah, maybe I could. I just gotta find a good, reference of Melon from Beastars. I guess that's it, huh? Yeah, I could finish the lesson right here, but I guess I'll use this brush and this color, and then just add it all right here in the top, top right corner. I just gotta look for him now. Dude, he is such a weird character. Marin Melon. Oh yeah, because L's and R's in Japanese. I mean, for example, Lucario's name in Japanese is Lucario with an R. Rukario. I might actually need the little, yeah, this one. Wait, where's the, there you are. This is gonna be weird, but we'll see how it works. Oh, shoot. Oh, no, don't tell me, come on. Okay, there we go. Oh, those horns, though, that's a problem. god, this is gonna be bad because I'm gonna kill this damn melon. Oh. Well, it's already been drawn in, so I don't know, screen cap it or something. Oh man. I'm ruining this melon. Just the silhouette, because I'd be here all day if I actually drew him properly. I'd probably free paint it or something, or better yet, just draw it on out of this sketchbook. This is bad, but whatever. It's a personal touch. Dude's freaking strong too, even though he looks lanky or something. That horn is terrible. But at least it reads a little bit better than the Joltik one that I drew with the tulip. Yep, I'm killing this melon. Oh. Eh. Yeah. That is bad. That is very bad. Bravo! We finished our painting. I think Bacon is just as pleased as we are. Imagine if that dog was a pig. Chris P. Bacon. That is one of the funniest things I've ever seen personally. It was a news blooper. It was this pig that I think was paralyzed from the back or didn't have back legs or something. Its name was Chris P. Bacon. And when the news reporter said his name, he couldn't finish the rest of the news report. He was just like, he was cackling, he was wheezing. And ultimately, everyone was fine with it. I mean, I think the dude still had his job. It's just, I mean, you laugh too if you that is a genius name for a pig. Let's look back now at how we painted our melon. First, we painted in our ground. Then we added shadows and lighting to the tablecloth with different purple tones. For the plate, we used various sized brushes, starting with the outline and filling it in, then adding the highlights and shadows. We then did some blending on both the cloth and the shadow on the plate. Next, we started on the melon, blocking in the basic flesh and skin colors, and dabbing in some additional lighter colors to create variety and a translucent effect. We did a final bit of blending on the melon, and then gave it that final bit of juice by adding the highlights. Oh, but what's this? We got Melon from Beastars coming, and he sees the deliciousness of the melon. He's gonna sink his goddamn fangs into it. I don't know much else about his character, even though I read the manga. It's been a while. If you want to carry on and add more detail or change something, go right ahead. You have all the colors and brushes, and now the water jar and brush loading too. Color is the spice of art, so I hope you found this lesson fulfilling. With an understanding of color theory, you're ready to create vibrant, resonant works of art. Yeah, painting fruit is a great way of experimenting with different colors and techniques. And what's more, when you finish your painting, you have a tasty snack to eat. I hope you mean the fruit itself, not the painting of the fruits. Our next lesson will be our first proper landscape drawing. But you can also try painting an avocado in the mini lesson. It's up to you. I think on that note, we can call it a day. See you soon. That's a melon. That right horn. Yeesh, that just looks like such an afterthought. If I was really bold, I'd probably draw Melon himself, but make him look like an actual melon. That'd be weird. That'd be like something that Game Grumps would do. How do I save this as a portfolio again? I gotta hang these up. 2 more drawings to add to my portfolio. That really does look like a proper melon. Lesson 4, windmill. Lesson 5, barley field. Little fishy. Huh. That would be cool. I hope it's not that windmill that, gets burned down in The Hunchback of Notre Dame. With all due respect, sir, I wasn't trained to kill the innocent. But you were trained to follow orders, or... I forget the proper line, but... Jesus. Judge Claude Frollo. I would honestly like to see a live-action version of that movie. I hear it's actually in the works too. That'll be something to see. I kind of wish this game ran a little faster, but oh well. Oh god, nope. Back. I gotta change the frame. Oh. Oh, wow. That one works. I wish these frames had a little more... Well, they all look like a Call of Duty, Modern Warfare map. All brown. Yay! Alright. I guess this is where I'm gonna wrap it up for today. 2 lessons. They each take about 45 minutes to an hour, it feels like. I still haven't even tried free painting, but maybe I'll wait until I clear all the lessons first. But at the same time, I also do digital drawing, so it feels kind of like an afterthought to me. I'm playing this game basically to learn, to try to see if I can make improvements to my artwork in general. So, with that being said, this is TheVideoGameManiac signing off. Thank you all so much for watching and putting up with my honestly questionable choices in my Twitter account. I'm gonna try to remedy that, probably this week, I guess. I mean, the more I think about it, the easier it sounds to do. I mean, I gotta make 2 new Twitter accounts, look back at all the followers, which fortunately is easy to do, because there's websites where it literally downloads the whole list of the followers that are following you, or you know, followers, following, stuff like that. Find out where they're better off being placed. I should actually be excited about it. It's almost like a reboot without necessarily being a reboot. Plus, when I look back at my current Twitter account, there's a lot of spam followers. I could whittle those down too. Artificial numbers, fake numbers. But yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. Tomorrow's Wednesday. I could probably livestream Spiritfarer Wednesday. Yeah. I mean, I don't plan on doing Postmates and DoorDash until Thursday. I killed it last week. I made almost $700 Tuesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. I don't regret quitting my main job. I mean, honestly, it just felt like such a waste of time for me. Alright. Thank you all so much for watching, and have yourselves a good rest of the day. Take care.